Hello everyone. Hello, I'm Hayes, and I'm super excited to be here. Super excited. So, especially to be here and to be given an opportunity to actually speak at the AsyncAPI Conference 2021. And so, before I get into it, I would love to give a shout out to the AsyncAPI organizations for actually making this possible. So, shout out to you guys for doing an amazing job. So let's get into it. Hi, so I'm Elegbede Azeez, and I am the current maintainer of the AsyncAPI chatbot. So a lot of folks call me Hayes, probably. So most of them, like the quite folks at the AsyncAPI initiative, actually know me as Hayes. So here are my social media handles, and I'm from Lagos, Nigeria, Africa. So let's get more details into it. Let's get into it. So the problem. So why the AsyncAPI chatbot in the first place? So we had a problem before we came up with the idea of a chatbot. So because the problem is learning the API specifications can really be time consuming, and it causes the ability to learn every new specification hard. So we thought of how we at the AsyncAPI can make it so easy to create specifications without having extensive knowledge about the specification. So we came up with a solution. So there's a saying where I'm from that says every problem has a solution. That's why we at the AsyncAPI initiative came up with the AsyncAPI chatbot in the first place. So super excited to introduce you guys to Lucas. Everyone meet Lucas. No, not this one. This Lucas. So introducing Lucas Jr. Every board has a name, so that's why we are dedicating this board to Lucas Gadicki. Yeah, that's if I pronounce it very well, it's gonna come from my head. For the awesome work he's currently doing at the AsyncAPI initiative. Shout out to you, Lucas. Now, with the help of the chatbot, creating specifications will be as seamless as never before. The chatbot now gives you the ability to actually create an AsyncAPI specification by just answering a couple of questions. That sounds super amazing. The chatbot in action. Time to see Lucas do some magic. So let's do a quick demo of Lucas in action. So here we have a pretty wacky UI right now. So we are looking forward to actually improving Lucas UI. So Lucas is actually open for contribution. So we have a button here that says generate specification. So we can click on generate spec. Now here Lucas actually introduces himself. It says, hello, I'm Lucas. I can help you out writing an AsyncAPI document. Try me. Lucas got some balls. So generate spec. Click. Lucas is typing. So now Lucas says, what version of AsyncAPI spec am I using? I tell Lucas I'm using 2.1.0. Ask me what's the name of my application. I say Streetlights. Slides API. Send it. Now it asks me what the version of my application is. Then I want to see how smart Lucas is right now. I want to pass one thing. And you can see Lucas actually told me this is not a valid version application. Oh, sorry, this is not a valid application version. It must be a number, probably a float or an integer. So do it. Oh, then it asks me, how would I like to describe my application? What is the purpose of my application? Let's say a simple street lighting API. Okay. Now see, Lucas says, would I like to describe where my application is available and where to connect to get and send messages? Yeah, I'd love to do that, Lucas. Now Lucas asked me, is this a production server or a development server? I say production server. says can I provide a URL. Now if I type something random, Lucas is pretty smart because he knows what a valid URL looks like. Now I have to pass in the valid URL. So let me copy this and paste it. Now Lucas is asking me what protocol am I using for my server. I could say MQTT. So we are actually looking to implementing a way for Lucas to actually list all supported protocols at the AsyncAPI initiative in the AsyncAPI spec rather. So let's just actually type in. So let's wait for Lucas. I think my network is pretty slow here. So you can see now Lucas is asking me, would I like to specify what messages my application is consuming or producing? Then I'll say yes. Now it's asking me what's the name of my message. Then I say login. Now Lucas says I should paste a JSON schema format of my message. So I need to be pretty fast because I'm running out of time. Only have 15 minutes. So, but mind you, Lucas is pretty smart enough to know what a valid schema looks like. You can just paste anything there. Now it tells me am I ready to tell him what channel I'm sending message or receiving message from? I say yes. I want to create a channel. So what's the name of my channel? Let's say user channel. Now Lucas says what message am I sending here? Now you can see Lucas actually told me I'm having an existing message login. So I can tell Lucas login. It says you read messages from this channel too. I say yeah, so I'm reading login also because I actually have just login. But if I actually pass in a message that doesn't exist, Lucas would actually tell me I don't have a message called logout. You can see now Lucas tells me logout message not found. Now Lucas generated a spec for me. Right now the spec is actually generated in JSON schema, so we still have a lot of features to implement in the chatbot. So this is more like a prototype, so we are actually going to polish it and actually add more features and make Lucas pretty capable of doing so many things. So that's just a simple demo of Lucas in action right now. So let's head back to the slide. So I think we can see, we've seen what Lucas can do, we've seen some magic. So what next? So we believe the AsyncAPI chatbot will be a big deal for the community and we would love to see it skyrocket. That's why we would love to share some of the capability we'd like to see as a long-term feature in the chatbot. So here are the list. We want the chatbot to have the ability to pass existing specs and give information about channels that users ask from the spec. So imagine users just pasting or giving the chatbot a reference to an existing spec and being able to ask the chatbot anything about the spec and the chatbot being able to like give them an answer. Imagine saying, do I have a channel called this? Do I have a message called this? What payload do I have in this? Then the chatbot will be able to respond based on the specification given to it. Now we want the chatbot to be able to handle and understand more vocabulary because Lucas is pretty not having that right now. We want the chatbot to have the ability to answer more AsyncAPI related questions. So we want the chatbot to have the capacity to answering questions about the AsyncAPI. We don't want every time, imagine the Slack channel is like filled with questions on the AsyncAPI channel, and sometimes the question has been answered by other users already some point back. So we want the chatbot to be able to keep track of these questions, just in case somebody actually raises the question again. Then the person can actually, instead of going to the Slack channel, the person can actually go to the chatbot and ask the question. So one more is the ability to modify an existing specification by passing an existing spec link. So users can tell the bot they want to modify the specification. So ability to modify a spec. So you pass an existing specification file, and from there you can tell the chatbot to I want to modify a channel. I want to change the channel name in the spec. I want to do this. I want to do that. Then just tell the bot what to do, and the bot will do it. So if you have something in mind, please feel free to drop a suggestion in the link below. So if you would also like to contribute, please, if you would love to be a contributor at the AsyncAPI chatbots or in the AsyncAPI chatbots, please, contributions are highly welcomed. Feel free to submit the PR or open an issue, and if you love to like discuss anything concerning the chatbot, to actually go to the chatbots discussion link. So thank you. That's everything. Super. Thank you. I'm super honored to be here, given the opportunity to actually talk at this year's AsyncAPI conference. So I wish you guys a wonderful day. Thank you and goodbye.